He's gone. He's just gone. You know, and ledge containment. Yeah. I remember talking about that before.
Oh, nice. Definitely not top. I have no leverage to do.
Problem is if I let it lean back, I'll sit back down.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. I will lie, yes.
Okay, we'll call to order the regular meeting of the Batavia City Council for Monday, December 2nd, 2024. I'd ask you to please rise for a brief invocation to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight, as we enter the month of December and all the meaning and wonderment that it experiences, we are ever thankful for the solutions and ideas and good thoughts that Batavia puts forth at this time. And specifically, we are most thankful for the celebration that we had last night for the lighting of the Christmas tree and for the welcoming back of the high school football team who did such a wonderful season, and we have so much to be proud of in them. Tonight, we are ever mindful that in this season, it's a time that we are to remember others less fortunate than ourselves. And with the programs that we have in place in Batavia, with the food pantry and the clothes closet, and with the Access Toy Drive run by the Bailey family, we are truly blessed to have such wonderful hearts and minds in our community doing the right things always at the right time and the right place. Tonight also, as always, we want to remember those from our community who are serving in foreign soil in defense of the liberties of the United States of America. And we just ask that a special blessing be placed on each of these men and women and those who are serving with them. Tonight, we ask for vision and understanding of the City Council as we go about the items of business before us, knowing that in the hearts and minds of each of them, they're here with us to do what they think is in the best interest of the community of Batavia. We ask for all these blessings. Amen. Who'd like to do the pledge? Alderman Strong?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving into item 3, the roll call, please.
Baraza. Lancy.
Here.
Beck. Here. Keeper.
Here.
Malone.
Here.
Wolf.
Here.
Solfa.
Here.
Barron. Here. Lehman. Here. Ayazi.
Here.
Malay.
Here.
Ewer.
Here.
Saron.
Here.
Vogelsinger. Here. 14 present, none absent.
Very good. Thank everybody for coming or participating tonight. Moving to 4 is just a reminder from the chair that if you're going to speak to us tonight, we ask that you please come forward and use the podium and the microphone. This is being recorded by BATV, and if you don't use the mic, it's very hard for anybody watching on TV tonight or later to hear what you're having to say. Moving to item number 5, it's your items to be removed, added, or changed on tonight's agenda. Do we have anything? I do not think so. Okay, moving to item number 6, which is presentation of tonight's consent agenda. Alderman Beck.
Yes, Your Honor, the consent agenda reads as follows. Accept and place on file the Plan Commission minutes from October 16th, 2024, Historic Preservation minutes from October 14th, 2024, and the building reports for October of 2024. And for approval, the November 22nd, 2024 payroll in the amount of $1,070,013.12, the accounts payable check register in the amount of $3,806,625.66. Resolution 2024-148-R authorizing execution of task order number 48 with Engineering Enterprises Incorporated for design engineering services for the Year 3 lead service line replacement project. Resolution 2024-147-R, authorizing mayor to execute mutual release of claims with Michael Signs Incorporated for termination of contract. Resolution 2024-150-R, authorizing agreement with Aptigee to develop website and mobile app for City of Batavia. Ordinance 2024-58, amending the land cash ordinance. Your Honor, I move we approve the consent agenda as read.
Motion by Alderman Beck, second by Alderman Solfa for the approval of the consent agenda. Any discussion? Questions? Clerk, call the roll.
Beck.
Aye.
Keeper.
Aye.
Malone.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa. Aye. Barron. Aye. Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Baraza. Aye. Lancy.
Aye.
14 yes, no, none absent.
Consent agenda is approved. All right, item number 7, matters from the public for items not on the agenda. Do we have anything? I'm only hesitating on that because I know we have somebody in the audience that wishes to address us, right, Mr. Bailey? Or you want to?
Merry Christmas, Batavia. Merry Christmas to the council and to the mayor. Wow. I've been here in Batavia for, I think, almost 67 years. And you know, Mayor, nobody knows me. I was graduated from high school here. I went to school and came back, and I was store manager at the Jewel over there for 3 or 4 years. And I became a police officer here in Batavia for, I think, 6 years. And I've been a resident here in Batavia for, I think, 67 years. But people don't know me in Batavia. They know somebody else in Batavia. That person is called Mildred Bailey. And I went around with the toy drive in the late 60s with my mother, and then when she passed, I would go in and I would ask people, I says, can you help me get toys for children here in Batavia? And they said, we'll get back to you. I'd go to the next place and I'd say, could I get toys for some of the children here in Batavia? And they said, we'll get back to you. Finally, I started thinking about it, and I go, I'm Mildred Bailey's son, and you think I could get some help with toys? Sit down here. We'll take care of you right away. And I was thinking, you know, chief police back there, I went to the older chief and I says, you know what? I think I'm going to change my name on my license. He says, I don't think you can do that, Bailey. I says, well, on my license plate, it's going to say Mildred Bailey's son, because I can get more done with that on my license than I can anywhere else. My mother really stepped up and started working here in Batavia with the community, with the mayor, with this council, to make a Merry Christmas for all the children that would not have a Christmas here in Batavia. She said that Batavia people will never let people down in Batavia for toys, that everyone would have a Merry Christmas. Believe it or not, Mayor, Batavia has had 75 consecutive years of doing toys here in Batavia. Nowhere in the state of Illinois can say that. I can remember back when everybody was shut down here in the whole United States, and my daughter and wife came to me and they says, we're not going to do it this year. Churches are closed, stores are closed, people are not going anywhere. And both of them says, we're going to do it. Mom would want to make sure that every child in Batavia had a Merry Christmas. And we did it. There's other organizations out there that said they've been doing it for 75 years or 80 years, but never consecutively. So you as Batavians can be very proud of that, to say 75 years, this is going to be 76 on December 15th, that it's been completed. Now I'm going to tell you a real bad story. And I'm probably going to embarrass somebody today. Mayor, where were you Sunday after Thanksgiving 31 years ago? I'm going to tell you where you were at. Yes, because that's what my mother does. Her house was burning down to the ground. In Batavia, you are very fortunate to have that gentleman live today to talk about it. Because my mother's house was burning down the Sunday it was the Sunday that we just passed, 31 years ago. The house was burning to the ground. And what she said was, Jeff, on my dining room table are the children's names and families that we got to take care of. And he looked at her and looked at me and he's going, Mildred, there's no way that we can go in that house and get that paper. She's going, Jeff, look at me. I'm telling you, you got to put somebody in there to go in there. The mayor and I think the chief went into the house and they found that the names of those children. Nothing came out of that house that night except for my mother and dad with their pajamas on and shoes, and the house was completely destroyed. But they did have that piece of paper in their hand for those kids to make sure they had a Merry Christmas. Batavia, once a Batavian, always a Batavian. And my mother always said, come to Batavia. Tell the people, be honest. Tell them what you need. And they'll take care of you. Many, many years, we had the toy drive. And I would say, Mom, we're not going to make it. She says, son, go down, tell the people what you need, and they'll make it. They'll make sure that you're taken care of. She says, I'm going to go home, get on the phone, and I'm going to call the prayer warriors, and we'll be taken care of. 75 years, it's happened. Once a Batavian, always a Batavian. There's many families that have been supported through this program. There's many of stores, councils, and whatever not that stepped up and taken care of the children here in Batavia. We don't have poor kids in Batavia. We don't have poor families in Batavia. We have people that are in need. Could be your brother, could be your cousin, could be your next door neighbor. But they're Batavians, and we take care of Batavians. My wife and daughter and son, son-in-law, grandson, they're totally involved with this to make sure that Batavia, again, has a Merry Christmas for those families here in Batavia. We're up to about 150 families in Batavia already. Over 530 children in Batavia. And guess what? We're going to take care of them. Batavia is going to take care of them, not the Baileys. Batavia will take care of the children here in Batavia. The numbers are very low, in the 0 to 3 or 5. The big numbers this year are the teens, 11 to 17. I can remember one of the aldermen that was sitting here, he would say, Bailey, how do you give a 15-year-old boy a Barbie doll? Yeah, you're right. He says, we'll take care of it. Batavia, I know that the challenge is out again. We only have a few more days to make this program, work. And I know that Batavia people will step up. Again, thanks for all your offerings here tonight that's back there on the table. I welcome any of the council to come over and take a look at what transpires, to put this whole program together. My mother used to do everything on pencils and papers and books. And my wife and daughter, everything is on computer. And they know more about everybody than you'd ever even think about, and how they're going to take care of those children. And no one knows that. But all these families will be taken care of. Thank you for your time today. Thank you, Batavia, for making everything happen here. I mean, I've been to the fire departments. I stop in here often to see if there's any gift cards or checks or donations. I know that we're going to make it. But before I leave, there's something that hangs in our house every day, and that also hangs in the toy drive with my family and people that stop in. It says, we know you'll be here today. We know you'll be here today if heaven wasn't so far away. And that's kind of a quote from my mother. If she wasn't in heaven, she'd be here today. And that's the reason all of you are her angels. And Batavia will make it happen again this year. Thanks for your time. Any questions?
Thank you. I just want to say a word of thanks to Roy and his family for continuing on. His mother was kind of like a second mother to me, and I always knew where I stood with her, and she generally gave the orders about what to do, as he just told the story about the house on fire. She didn't care so much about what was in the house, but she wanted that list of who was going to get the toys at Christmas, and she had it all made up, and it was on the dining room table. Yeah. But Roy and his family really have made a difference in Batavia, and we've got a lot of things we should be thankful for, but certainly the Bailey family is one of them that really moved here from Kewanee, Illinois. And Roy didn't, in his biography of himself, he didn't tell you that he was the famous drum major of the Batavia High School band. And
And my son and my daughter, and I'm hoping my grandson is maybe
there's
come along there somewhere.
a lot of people that still talk about that, and I know some people aspire to have their children follow in the Bailey tradition of being the drum major at the Batavia band, because Elwood Willie told me at the time Roy graduated in 1966 that he lost somebody that could not be replaced. And that's was the truth. And we've had a lot of good drum majors since then, but none of them have had the Bailey presence and reputation that you brought to that stores or that in the street. So thank you for, your life has been all about Batavia, and you really have volunteered a lot, haven't been paid, I don't think hardly anything, but you certainly have been somebody that really does care about this town, and you're following in your mother's tradition, because that's what she was all about, so.
Any questions about the toy drive that I can answer?
Maybe you can just remind everybody who might be watching where they can drop things off at,
Was that,
where they can drop things off at.
both fire stations, parcel here in town. The library has been very, very faithful and taking care of, any gift cards or checks need to come here to the police department, and it should be made out to Batavia Access Toys, not to Bailey's. So make it out to them, and my wife and daughter will go out and do necessary shopping or whatever they need. So again, thanks everybody, and have a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. All right, moving on then to other, do we have anybody else that wishes to address us, not on the agenda?
Having some technical difficulties. The audio isn't coming through, so give me 1 second.
While we wait, what's the deadline for dropping off any toys or checks?
December 25th.
There's something you're gonna need to show on the screen, is that why we're here?
No audio's coming through via BATV, and the projector went down, so I'm trying to get it working, and I'm not sure why it is not doing what it needs to do. Audio. 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right, we're back and running.
On Zoom. Tim's still there,
Oh, okay.
so he's good.
He's in cyberspace.
Ready to go?
Self-leveling.
Hit the
Right. The next thing we have is a presentation, Batavia High School hosts students from Tokyo for Unity Concert.
Try not to hit anything. Good evening. You said to use the microphone. I usually don't need one, but I will use one tonight. My name's Chris Owen. I'm the band director and fine arts department chair at Batavia High School. I've been there for 13 years. For the record, as soon as Mr. Bailey stood up, I knew exactly who he was. Being the band director at the high school, we see his picture around occasionally, and I teach his grandson. So anyway, there are so many things that are happening at the high school in fine arts that I wanted to come here and share a handful of them with you, and then one special event that I have a flyer. Can I hand flyers out to you now, or I think that'd be a good idea?
Just let them pass it around the room.
Sure. Thank you so much. You know, we just got back on Saturday with the marching band. We're finally warm after supporting our football team in a great season and a great time at Illinois State University. That was a lot of fun. Cold, but a lot of fun. So we saw hopefully a lot of you there. We've had a ton of great success here with our marching band this year, performing in state. We were second place and doing a lot of great things in the arts. But in December is when the arts at the high school and in our community gets revved up because it's the holiday season and we do lots of really great things. I wanted to draw attention to you, and you can feel free to contact me at chris.owen@bps101.net if you need any more information about it. But we have our Madrigal dinner that's coming up this weekend, where our students in our high school choir perform at Congregational Church of Batavia, and tickets are still available for that, and they do a couple performances this weekend. It's a really, really great event. Next week on Tuesday the 10th, we do our Winter Wonderland concert at the high school. And it's where we have all 400 students in the high school music perform in about an hour and 5 hour, 10 minutes, a couple shows that evening. And so if you want tickets to that, feel free to reach out. But this performance that I'm sending a flyer around and I'm here to talk about a little bit tonight is truly special. This summer, I was contacted by a former colleague from St. Charles who had since retired and asked if we would be interested at the high school, in the bands, and the high school in general, and in our community as a whole, to host a band from Tokyo, Japan. And I think he knew, because I like to say yes to things that are really neat and fun, and that would be great for our community. I think he knew that I would probably say yes. And so I was like, that sounds really cool. I've always wanted to do something like that. How many students would that be? Oh, just 150. Oh. That's more than I thought it would be. But we talked about it with my principal and my administration, and we decided it would be a really, really fun event. So the Inagauken Soko High School, which is a high school band from the suburbs of Tokyo, will be here on December 17th through the 19th. They come in and fly over from Tokyo. They're here to perform at the Midwest Band and Orchestra Clinic, which is the largest music education conference in the world in Chicago. It's their 75th year. To be selected to perform in this is the Super Bowl combined with a World Series. There's one high school band one international high school band selected every year. Okay, and you could read a little bit about them. They're the band champions of Japan for 15 years in a row. And there's 150. My high school band, the top band at our high school, has 45 students in it. This is 150. And so we're hosting them. Our families are open the doors. We have 70 families taking in students for home stays for 2 days. So they're taking 2 or 3 or 4. we capped it at 4. Although some students were interested in doing some more. And so they're here on that 17th. And then they're playing a concert on the 18th. And that's what you see with the QR code right there. If you are interested in coming to that concert, you can scan that QR code. The tickets are free and available for you to come and check out. We'll be performing our high school band as well. And so we'll open up with some holiday classics. Can't be the holidays without Sleigh Ride, as far as I'm concerned. And so we'll play that a little bit. And then they're going to play a fabulous concert, which they have not told me what they're doing. That's how secretive and surprised they want it to be for all of our students in the community. But the group that we're working with tells me it's nothing short of spectacular. And so they perform that on the 18th. And then on the 19th, they come back to school and they drive down to McCormick Place in Chicago and perform their concert that they were selected to perform. So they'll rotate out those 150 students to perform for 18,000 music educators from all over the world. So, like I said, the largest and most prestigious music education conference. It is going to be something that we are so excited about. They can't, every time I talk to the directors from Japan and the liaison between them, they would say they're just excited to come and stay with our families. They're just excited to come and eat at the Batavia McDonald's, and they're excited to go and just do all the things that American students do. And so we've been talking to our students about, opening our doors and being the welcoming community that we are for music, we are for the fine arts, and we are in Batavia. So I just wanted to make sure to come and talk to you a little bit about it, answer any questions that you might have, and spread the word. Right now, the Batavia Fine Arts Center, as you all know, it's an amazing performing arts center, but we have about 600 tickets sold. I'm saying sold because they're free. And we can only hold 800, so get them now is what I'm trying to go after a little bit. If you want to come see that performance, do so. Okay. Thank you so much for your time and for allowing me to come and present to you a little bit today. But does anyone have any questions or anything I could answer for you? It's gonna be a show.
Any questions? I'd just like to make a couple comments. Number one, you sat through the previous discussion by Mr. Bailey.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you knew, I think I talked about it. He was the drum major
yeah.
of the Batavia High School Band, and you've seen his picture around.
We're very familiar.
Okay. So it's interesting. He was in high school at the same time as all the famous athletes that came out of Batavia, and they were all in the classes of 66 and 67. And Elwood Willie, who I'm sure you've heard of him.
Of course.
He used to joke with me that he had Jackie DeShannon, the singer, was in Batavia High School when he first got there, and she didn't want to join his program. And he finally got her one night to agree to sing the national anthem at the Batavia High School basketball game over at the old gym. And so he got her in there, and she got up on the stage before the players were all standing there, and kind of like things we had happen here tonight, they had a technology failure on the system, and it wouldn't broadcast Jackie DeShannon.
Okay.
So she stood there and sang it vocally herself with no orchestra or anything else, and there was all this background noise and whatever have you, and she sang it, and she used to joke about it. It was the only time she ever was involved with the Batavia High School music program, and she sang and then nobody could hear her.
Wow.
So, we've got some interesting kind of sidebar stories about stuff like that really, I think, set Batavia up for a lot of good memories, but, certainly it's something that we can be extremely proud of. And I've heard good things about the Batavia music program with your arrival. You've kind of sparked it up, and I guess I'm thinking we're heading back to the Elwood Willie days here with your way you're cranking things up. So I wanted to personally, publicly thank you for your good efforts.
Thank you.
In coming down here and sharing the word. And I think the word is getting out now amongst all the old folks. In Batavia, we have 6 senior living communities, and they're really into coming to stuff like this if they know about it. So I'm sure you've probably taken the effort to kind of spread the word with them. But Batavia's, I think, pleased to have you, and we hope you're here with us for many years to come.
Not going anywhere. My wife works at the high school too, and she's the boss.
Okay.
And so.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? All right, well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
All right, moving to 9, we have Margaret here from the Batavia Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays. The city sure looks so pretty out there. I love all the lights. We are decorating our chamber windows this week, so look for those. Patty does a wonderful job getting us ready for Christmas over at the chamber. First of all, I want to start by saying how great Roy and Jeannie Bailey are for our community. We do our Batavia Women in Business Luncheon, our holiday luncheon once a year in support of their organization and the Batavia United Way Adopt a Family. So I wanted just to mention that we also are a spot that you can use too, and we'll bring funds to them. Last year, we gave them a donation between the two organizations to almost be about $3,000. So on December 11th, December 10th, we will have our Batavia Women in Business Luncheon at Enticing Cuisine. Everyone's invited. Registration is open through this Friday. We'll have raffle baskets. It's a really nice event. A lot of companies send their employees or join us as their holiday event luncheon together. So register for that on our website, and we're also collecting new toys, unopened toys, and gift cards for the two organizations, Adopt a Family and United Way, and the Toy Access Drive. I also wanted to give a shout out to the businesses that joined the chamber this past month. We're happy to have Precision Computer Methods, State Representative Barbara Hernandez, Nelson Multimedia Wisby Radio, Batavia Plain Dirt Gardeners, Barrios Equipment and Truck Repair, I&I Specialties, and 63rd Street Apothecary as new valued members of the chamber. Please check out our business directory online for more information about each of these. I'm thrilled to announce that the selection committee has made their choice for the 2024 Citizen of the Year. I'd like to announce that Bob Hubbard is this year's recipient. He has been a dedicated member of our community and has done so much volunteering and giving to those that are in need in our community too. So his tireless efforts are amazing. So we're thrilled to honor Bob Hubbard. He will be highlighted at our Inspire celebration, April 24th, at Revelry 675, April 24th, yep. So save the date for that. At that event, we also will be awarding Batavia Main Street with the Batavia Community Impact Award for their 25 years of amazing history here in Batavia. And we're also honoring the Batavia Peace Initiative and their programs. The Peace Bridge, the Peace Rock Garden, and the Selfie Station are being awarded the Batavia Community Impact Award. So we're thrilled to make those announcements. You'll see more coming out in the media soon. I'd like to say that in just 12 days, the chamber sold out of holiday bucks. Those are the $5,000 of bonus bucks that we give when you buy $50 of chamber bucks. We give you $50 of holiday bucks in addition. So within 12 days, we gave out $10,000 that will be spent in our community. So we're very, very happy about that. Holiday bucks are gone. We cap it at 5,000. But chamber bucks are always available. So if you want to buy gift certificates that keep your money in town, please stop in. While you're in, you could also pick up a hot sauce that was produced as a fundraiser for the, here, you can pass this around if you want to, for the Batavia Interfaith Food Pantry. It's a collaboration between, in support of the food pantry. They collected Batavia peppers that were grown and used for this hot sauce and produced by Gindo's Hot Sauce. So we're selling those we're just a pickup spot, but they're $12 if you'd like to pop in. All of those proceeds go to the food pantry. I'd like to say that we have 2 ribbon cuttings coming up out of the 32 ribbon cuttings that we held this year. Both of the ribbon cuttings are on December 13th, so save the date. We will have the grand opening for Gravity Boba at 11:30. They're at Wilson and Randall. And at 5:30 that evening, we will host the 15th anniversary celebration ribbon cutting for Water Street Studios at 6 p.m. or at 5:30 will be the ribbon cutting. The second Friday in the gallery open starts at 6. So come join us for that. I want to mention this month's networking event will be at Sturdy Shelter. It will be December 11th at 4:30, and we will be spotlighting CASA King County. They're our partner charity. We'll raise funds for them. For any additional information about our events, go to bataviachamber.org. And before I introduce my guest, does anybody have any questions for me? Okay, great. Now, my guest tonight is Fred Sturgeon and Ben Svoboda. They work with Ash Equipment, which is headquartered in Batavia on Oswald Avenue. Ash provides quality industrial products that bring manufacturing processes and temperature-controlled systems to life. Ash was selected for the Chamber's Grow Your Business Scholarship with the Fox Valley Entrepreneurship Center, which was generously funded by the city of Batavia. I would like to invite Ben and Fred up to talk about your wonderful business. Come on up, come join us.
Hello, nice to meet everybody. Welcome. We don't do a lot of public speaking, so bear with us. Ash Equipment is located very close to what's the name of that park there? Funway, across the street in that business park. And Ash has been there for over 25 years. The owners of the company sold to Ben's father and I as long-term employees of the company, and we took over from there. Ultimately, we're not a retail business, so we don't work with a lot of the Batavia people except for employment opportunities and things like that. But Ash Equipment is a company that supplies heating and cooling for not people, but processes. So most manufacturers use our product to be able to heat up or cool down the equipment that they have to make the products that they own or that they supply. And we heard about the scholarship. Ben was actually the one that brought his father, my business partner, and I along to basically meet with the people that put on the scholarship, and I wanted Ben to kind of let you guys know about his involvement there.
Hi, everyone. So I had the pleasure of learning about this opportunity through a customer of mine. I actually own a landscape company as well. And one of my customers is Terrazon Group. They're located out of Sugar Grove. I sat down with the owner of that company and asked how he grew his business. And one of his key growth metrics was working with the SBDC and the FVEC. And I reached out to one of the representatives of the SBDC, which is Harriet Parker, and enrolled my company into that program at Wabanzi. And I talked to my dad and Fred and said, I think this would be a really good opportunity for us to learn and grow from this as well. Towards the end of that 8-week course, we had the pleasure of meeting Harriet's husband, Andy Parker. And he sparked a lot of interest in me and business acumen. And I looked forward to talking with them further about consulting our business. And we brought Harriet and Andy in, and they started working with us on a consulting basis before enrolling into the FEC. Earlier this year, I think it was about April, we did our pitch with the FEC, and we were awarded the scholarship. And I have to say it's been a very great experience for us, and we're extremely thankful for the Batavia Chamber of Commerce to sponsor our business. This has been a very growing season for us. We purchased the company last November, or actually May of 23. And ever since then, we've been in growth mode, and it's been extremely fun for me being part of this organization and working for my father. He's been working for Ash Equipment for over 35 years. I wish he could be here tonight, but he's struggling with a toothache and has to go to the dentist tomorrow. But it's been really awesome working with the FEEC and Andy and Harriet and all of their partners within their organization. They share a lot of knowledge and wealth of knowledge to us. Their connections and network has been extremely beneficial for our business, and we're just really excited to participate and become alumni of this program and further support the organization that's helped us and grow within this community. I think that's something that the previous owners of our company did not take full advantage of, and I think that's something that we would really be excited to do moving forward here in Batavia. So
And we're very impressed with their ability to adapt to our needs. They put together a growth strategy for us, process, and we really think that that kind of back to the community, we would, take advantage of, job boards and things. Grateful for the opportunity to have had this, this scholarship.
thank you all for your time, and if you have any questions, please fire away.
If we have any questions, I would just like to thank you for locating yourselves in Batavia and kind of recommitting the business to this community. And I know several people who have dealt with you already, and everybody seems to come away pretty pleased by your services. And certainly your involvement now with the Chamber of Commerce speaks to your willingness to come out and get ingrained in the community and be part of us. And we look for your growth in town and the growth of your business and your greater and enhanced participation in things going forward. So I think we've got a working thing here that's going to work out for the betterment of everybody. So thank you for joining Batavia and becoming such a visible faction within this town.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
We're excited.
Okay. Have a nice,
Thank you.
nice holiday season.
All right, I guess we're done with all the resolutions and presentations, so we will go to item 10, which is Resolution 2024-140-R, the 2025 Budget Resolution. Who's got this one to present?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you. This is our budget resolution, basic budget that would come up in resolution form. And if anybody has any questions or any comments or anything before, I'll make the motion that we pass this resolution 2024-140R, the 2025 budget resolution.
I would just like to say that I was very pleased and impressed with the detailed, in-depth conversation that this council went through at the committee meeting and kind of worked through the issues with this budget and got it to a position that I agreed with. So I appreciate all the good efforts that have been put forth here. And we are really, I'll call it blessed in this town to have a staff here at the city that really knows how to put this together and knows how it may have to be changed or where it's going and what's going to be. And so I think the council really does have a good handle on the budget, and we've got the ability to have the type of conversations we had at the last committee meeting. So we should be very pleased, I think, and hopefully the community is, or what the motion has just been made and going to be voted on.
I wanted to bring back up to the point that, we decided to take more out of our reserves and less out of the taxpayers' pockets this year by 50% of what we were originally going to take. So I believe, if I remember the number correctly, it's going to be $34 a year for a $300,000 house. So that's, I think, where we ended up with that, where the tax increase that we will be passing within this budget.
Also want to make any, Alderman Lay?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment. I couldn't be here last Tuesday, but I did watch the video, and I didn't realize you guys spent a lot of time speaking on this, as we did on the 12th. While I do understand the positions and how the vote came out, I just want to point out, my take on it. As I said on the 12th, we are already taking the lion's share from reserves with what was proposed by the staff. In fact, we're taking over 70% was coming from the reserves. Where you said last time where we'd reduce it by 50% means 85% is coming from reserves and 15% is coming from a tax increase. I just want to remind everyone that when you do take money out of the reserves, that money is gone, it's not replenished. Next year, if we have a status quo budget, that means with the same services, we start with a $3 million deficit by doing that. Before, where we were at, it was 2.5, which I thought was bad enough. But going to 3 million I can't support that. So I do support the budget, but I will not be voting for the levy. For that reason, there was a lot of the discussion was there's a lot of unknowns out there. And that is why we need to keep as much reserves as possible. Again, the lion's share was already coming from reserves. I think it's a little irresponsible to take even more of that. So that's my position on that. And I don't want to, create another 2-hour discussion as you had before, which, again, I apologize. I was totally jet lagged and I would not have been able to keep my eyes awake for that. So I did you a favor by not showing up. So I will be voting no for the levy because I think we should be sticking with what the recommendation of Peggy Colby was.
I'm not arguing with Alderman Malay, but I would just make the note that in the coming budgets that we're going to have, in the years from now, right now, Batavia has got so much new stuff under construction. I mean, we're going to have a significant increase in the assessed valuation value of Batavia. So I'm optimistic that a lot of the new stuff that's, out in the industrial park, we've got several multi-million-dollar projects underway. And we've got all these new houses that are being built. And we got people as late as today in here wanting to talk about building more houses in Batavia. And we're not building cheap houses. We're building very high-end value houses. So we've got some positivity moving on this. And I don't really worry that I fully understand the not going too deep into using the reserves, but I think we've got so much happening here and a positive nature that Batavia has the ability to take it if we want it. And I think given right now, given the uncertainty at the federal, state, and every level as to where taxes are really going and who's going to do what and what's going to happen in the next year, that I just think it's probably a good place for Batavia to hold their existing position. And let's see what happens in the next year at all levels of government, because there's a lot of shaky conversations going on at every level as to who's going to do what and who isn't and whatever. I go into Chicago to CMAP, and that's full of that conversation because nobody's really sure where everything's going. And I talked to some of my other fellow peer mayors in the suburban region, and some of those folks are really in bad shape because they don't have the reserves and they don't have the new growth and they don't have the sales tax and they don't have all this stuff that Batavia's got coming for it right now. So to the credit of this city council, some of the decisions you've made over the last few years where you've encouraged things to new businesses to be built both downtown and on Randall Road in the commercial world, and the new industrial and office research positions that we got, we are in pretty good shape thanks to the vision of the council. So I think it's okay that we do this.
I would just caution that all this growth that we have in new development, it doesn't all end up on the revenue side. It ends up on a lot on the expense side, and I think Alderman Beck said that very well during the meeting last time. So we need to be cautious of that, and those revenues that do come in don't show up for a few years after.
Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor for the approval of the budget. I guess I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Solfa.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Wolf.
Aye.
Thank you. Solfa. Aye.
Again.
Barron. Aye. Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Sarone.
Aye.
Vogelsinger. Aye. Baraza.
Aye.
Lancy.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Pieper.
Aye.
Malone.
Aye.
14 yes, no, none absent.
So the budget is passed. Okay, moving into item number 11, which is ordinance 2024-067, the 2023 tax levy. Alderman,
I will make the motion that we approve that.
we have a motion by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Sarone for approval of the budget as presented. Any discussion? Clerk?
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman.
No.
Ayazi.
Aye.
Malay.
No.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
No.
Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Baraza.
Aye.
Lancy.
No.
Beck.
Aye.
Pieper.
No.
Malone.
No.
8 in favor, 6 opposed.
Motion for approval of the levy is approved. Okay, moving to 12, ordinance 2024-068, SSA 30 for stormwater detention area tax levy. Who's got this one? Alderman?
I will make the motion that we approve ordinance 2024-68, SSA number 30, stormwater detention area tax levy.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Sofa for the approval of ordinance 2024-068. Any discussion further? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Aye. Ayazi.
Aye.
Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron.
Aye.
Sorry, no.
Aye.
Thank you. Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Thank you. Baraza.
Aye.
Lancy.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Pieper.
Aye.
Malone.
Aye.
14 yes, no, none absent.
Motion's approved. Okay, moving then to item 13, is it? Special Area 2024-069 SSA for Special Water Detention Area Tax Levy. Alderman Wolf, do you have this one?
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2024-69, SSA 20, or SSA 42, stormwater detention area tax levy.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, second by Alderman Sofa, for the approval of ordinance 2024-069, SSH 42 for stormwater detention area tax levy. Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman. Ayazi. Malay.
Aye.
Ewer.
Aye.
Saron. Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Baraza. Lancy.
Aye.
Beck. Pieper. Malone. 14 yes, no, none absent.
Motion's approved. All right. Ordinance 2024-070, SSA 62 for the Main Street Program tax levy. Alderman Wolf,
Thank you. I'll make the motion that we approve ordinance 2024-70, SSA 62 for the Main Street Program tax levy.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Wolf, and was Alderman Lancy that said?
I think Beck.
Yeah. It was, well, either or.
Whatever.
Second
I
Beck.
would just like to say that this is the same tax levy that we've done pretty much every year for it. They've changed numbers a little bit because of how the downtown tax structure is with the TIF districts. So the levy number will change a little bit, but it's for support of Main Street by the downtown property owners.
Other discussion? Clerk, call the roll then on ordinance 024 to 470 for the SSA 62 for the Main Street tax levy.
Wolf.
Aye.
Solfa.
Aye.
Barron.
Aye.
Lehman.
Aye.
Ayazi.
Aye.
Malay.
Aye.
Ewer. Saron. Vogelsinger.
Aye.
Baraza. Lancy.
Aye.
Beck.
Aye.
Pieper.
Aye.
Malone.
Aye.
14 yes, no, none absent.
Okay, moving to 15, the administrator's report. Laura?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a few things as we head into winter. If people still have leaves on the ground and you want to rake those up, Groot does accept those for free if you put them into the craft paper bags. Also, as we head into winter, we haven't had a lot of snow here in our area, but our neighbors on the Great Lakes to the east got walloped this weekend. And so I always like to, at the beginning of winter, remind people that if you've got a fire hydrant in your yard and we have a big, huge snow that starts to cover those things up, it's going to be really helpful if you can get some of the snow out from around those fire hydrants in the event that the fire department needs those to fight a fire. It makes them very visible and easy to see. And in the same token as things that come to mind in winter, over the course of the last couple of weeks, our electric department has been out there putting up all of the amazing Christmas decorations in our downtown, and I just think it looks fantastic. It's not an easy thing to do, to be up there in cold weather in the bucket truck. Assembling each one of those trees is actually 3 trees, which first gets pre-cut back at the Public Works Department in order to fit around the tree. And the guys spend 30 to 45 minutes per light pole to put those things up. I mean, it just really is a complicated process. They take a lot of pride in making our town look great, and I just wanted to say kudos to them for what they do there. Also wanted to congratulate a couple of folks in our Public Works Department. Andrea Pedraza is here tonight, and Andrea has been appointed as the Assistant Public Works Director. That was a position we created a couple of months ago, and through a competitive process, Andrea has been awarded the position. So congratulations to her. Andrea has been with the city of Batavia for more than 16 years in our electric department, working her way up, has handled several multi-million-dollar, multi-year projects for the city. So congratulations to Andrea on her new position. And then I also, he's too humble for me to tempt him to come to a meeting, but on December 13th, Bill Kellum, our street superintendent, will be retiring from the city of Batavia with 37 years of service. He has had an amazing career here at the city of Batavia, working his way up from entry-level position through every position in our streets department. One thing about Bill is that he has always demonstrated himself to be an innovator, always finding a new way to do things in a more efficient manner. He's responsible for our trucks all having GPS on them, so we're able to track how, if we've done leaves in a certain area of town. It's Bill recently who has been using artificial intelligence and applying that to codes so that city employees can save time by going in and merely doing a query and having an answer be provided by a provision of the code, and yet it will cite directly to the code so you can go back and verify and make sure you're getting the accurate information. He just always was somebody who, if there was a problem to solve, he would come up with a creative way to solve it, and then he'd solve it faster than you thought it could be done. So there's a tremendous amount of institutional knowledge that he has been making every effort to pass along to others in the department who will carry on afterwards, but he definitely leaves some really big shoes to fill, and I just wanted us to have an opportunity to say how much we appreciate his service with the city of Batavia and wish him well in his retirement. And that's all I have tonight, unless anybody has any questions for me.
Questions for Laura? Okay, well,
Thank you.
We have other business. Anybody in council, anything else they wish to bring up? All right, very quickly on the mayor's report, I've had some calls at the office about our Christmas decorations, and I'd like to set the record straight as to what is really the history of some of our Christmas decorations. And the tree that's down here on the island, which really isn't a tree, the boys now have mounted a big firm pole in the ground and put a beautiful star at the top of it, and then they stretch lights down so it looks like it's a tree, but if you get down there, it's not. But really, it was a tree on the island. And that supposedly started in about 1916, 17, at the beginning of World War I. And there was a push in the community to do something to, a lot of the guys that were being brought into the Army were leaving right at this time of the year. And somebody got the idea that we should put some Christmas trees up, so when they went out, left town for the last time, they'd know that they had Christmas in Batavia and that we were celebrating it, and they were going off to defend our freedom to do that. And that was the whole idea about it. And so they did that, and it's been there ever since, probably since about, 1917. We're now over 100 years of that tree in some form or fashion being down on the island, and we had to wait for electricity to get here, and that's about the time electricity got here. But it all kind of came together as the thing started by the churches and a couple other groups in town. So that's a historic piece. And then the Christmas tree that we just spent last night having a nice ceremony on after we welcomed back the high school football team is the one that's now out here in the yard on the Riverwalk. Now, that's a new tree. That baby's been there, I don't know, 6, 7 years maybe. It's not been there all that long. But we've had that tree for many, many, many years was up at Batavia Avenue and Wilson Street, right on the corner. And it was always a ceremony at the early days of the Batavia Chamber of Commerce that they'd turn that tree on. And I can remember going to a city council meeting when I was in high school in the 1960s, and we had a second ward alderman who lived down on South Harrison Street, whose name was Robert Kalina. And Robert Kalina had been in World War II. And it was a night like right before Christmas, and the city council was meeting, and Kalina went into this impassioned, he started almost to cry, and he was a pretty rough guy, but it just got him, because he said he could remember when the trees first went on the island. He was a little kid, and he can remember those trees getting lit in honor of the veterans. And that later on in World War II, he was, I believe, in the South Pacific, and he said that on Christmas night, he laid there in bed and thought about it for 2 or 3 hours about that trees on the island in downtown Batavia. So many people come away from living in this town with different ideas and memories of the trees. And so we now have, all the trees now on the Riverwalk down here in the Peg Bond Center. So we're creating a new tradition. And I just wanted to get that in the city record here. That's why I'm giving this speech, because our city clerk, who's also the city historian, hopefully will put some notes in here so that 100 years from now, if somebody wants to know where this idea for all this walking on the Riverwalk with Christmas trees came from, that it's one that those here today deserve the credit for that, because that's the word it came from. But I guess at the end of the day, as the Baileys said when they were here, it was in 1947, right after World War II, that the Batavia Fire Department got the idea that they would repair broken toys and then give them to the Batavia Rotary Club, who on the night before Christmas, and before Christmas Eve, would take the stuff from the fire department, and they would find out what families didn't have any money to buy any toys, and they would play, they said, Santa Claus, and they'd go and leave the toys on people's front doorsteps. So then Christmas morning when they got up, there were toys there. And, where did these toys come from? Well, the Batavia Fire Department, with the help of the Batavia Rotary Club, that's how that got here. So I guess my whole speech tonight is, I'm sure everybody in the council appreciates it. What a wonderful history we have, and what a caring and generous and thought-provoking and good-intended community this has always been. And I think you, ladies and gentlemen, are carrying that on very nicely with the things that you do and the ideas that we've come up with here to do stuff, and your understanding and your votes. But Batavia really makes us a very, very special place. And ironically, I've had several mayors in the region call me in the last few weeks and want to know what's the good ideas in Batavia these days, because this is the place where nice things happen. And I got people, one said to me, I got people shooting each other at night in my town, and there's all this going on. And he says, I wish I could bring some of Batavia down to my town. And so we're envied by a lot of other towns for the sentiments and the thought-provoking support that we give this community. So, and I appreciate the council's seemingly strong support of it and your willingness to keep it going, because we have a lot to be proud of in this town. And as I think we saw yesterday when the high school football team came back from being in the state championship, and all the folks that gathered down here to applaud them and say, nice things about them. I mean, it speaks well for a town that really does care about itself and cares about the people and sends a message out there that we're here to work for everybody. And we got a real big dose of it tonight from Roy Bailey getting up there and recalling the earlier days when things weren't as strong as they are now. But I think our goal as a council needs to be that we keep things rolling in a very positive notion in Batavia. But the secret of our success to a large degree is we're here to think about what are the good things and how do we do those good things and make this a better town. And I think that the city council is on track to do that. So I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for your willingness to step forward and offer your support, because we're in a world now that's got a lot of people going in different directions, and it's nice that we live in a town where, yeah, we disagree, but we all got Batavia at our heart, and we know what we'd like to see in this town, and the vision is pretty solid. I think that we all want to see good things happening in this town, and especially for the kids that are growing up here now. So thank you all. With that, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment. Moved by